I'm so thankful Ian visited EST. Ah, yeah, I'm glad too. Honestly, I would have preferred if I could have flown in from Europe. The flight would have been shorter in that case. But I flew from Japan. I saw Suisei Senpai talk about this in a clip, so I'm just gonna talk about it too now. But, you know, like at times when I visited America in the past, I was kind of intimidated, feeling very nervous when they questioned me so much. But this time, I went in there with so much confidence. I had like a bunch of documents that I didn't end up showing. All I did was show my passport that had a cool-ass American visa in there. So I showed it, and they were like, "Oh, what are you here for?" It was a nice lady. Really nice. And I feel like, I don't know, I wonder if she wouldn't have seemed so nice, like if I didn't have that. I don't know. But she was so nice just by default. She was like, "What are you here for?" And we did a lot of small talk in between too. She was asking me if I travel alone. And I was like, no, I'm not traveling alone. But the other girl's like, we're trying to stay like separate, you know? We don't want to be grouped up. She's like, why? And I'm like, well, you know, I told you I'm here for, you know, a performance as my visa states. So, you know, we want to stay like on the down low. Yeah, and she was like, oh, why? What? No, you don't have to worry about that. And I'm like, no, there's some weird people out there, you know, we don't want to, you know, be recognized or anything. And she's like, oh, don't, there's nothing to worry about here. This is a safe city, very safe. She was like, really, what's the word? Trying to paint the city in a really good light, a really good image, but she just doesn't get it. Yeah, she didn't get it. And I was like, nah, we really gotta try to not be seen or recognized, so we're gonna try to stay separate. Yeah, she's like, no, I don't see a problem at all. Like, but she was still so nice. She was so nice. And yeah, the moment like I showed my visa and said I'm here to perform, she was like, oh, all good. She was just like curiously asking questions, but like in a nice way, not in a I'm interrogating you way. But you know what was like funny to me? So because I was in Japan at the time, when you get a visa for America, something like that, you have to also go to the embassy. So if I was in Austria, I would have gone to the American embassy in Austria. But I was in Japan, so I had to go to the American embassy in Japan. And yeah, we went with quite a few of us. Quite a lot of us went there at once. And I actually, I went to the Austrian embassy in Japan. Like, literally just like very shortly before that. So I had just visited the Austrian embassy. Wasn't even the first time, you know, so I had that fresh in my mind. You know, Austrian embassy is, you know, cozy, small. It's secure. It has fake walls, like fake fence, like stone walls, you know, and you have to ring the bell to get in. But American embassy, holy shit, that thing was huge. They had like a whole bag check and everything, and they were really picky about where to stand, where we would stand. And there were like several like checks. Yeah, they don't mess around. And their like property was like 10 times the size of the Austrian embassy. Yeah, but then, you know, we had an appointment there. We didn't just go on any random day on any random time. No, they told us to come at a very specific time and day so that they could handle all of us because we were quite a big group. But then we get there and we went through all the security check and everything. And then we started standing in line, and there's like several like checks we have to go through. Like first they check the documents that we brought if it's all there, and then they check I don't know, another thing. Then it's like an interview. They said, I was wondering what are they gonna ask? I was so nervous about it. And then after that they would like give you the visa, but like each step we had to line up for, and we waited for ages because we were like I swear we were so many people, because there were like all the staff that we would be flying in to Japan as well. Brought our own staff to build everything. So we were so many people, and they had one person out to handle all of us. They had like 10 windows where 10 people could be seated at a time working through all of us. But no, It was one person, and it was so slow. It took so much time. It was so boring standing in line that I ended up like chit-chatting with the staff, like, oh, so what are you gonna be in charge of, huh? And they tell me about it and blah blah blah. And then we're like wondering, hey, these guys knew that we were gonna show up, and we see people. Cause there's like, you know, just like, you can imagine like a closed wall with windows and those speakers that you speak through. You can barely hear what the person on the other side is saying. So through the window, we could see that there's an office behind there, and there's like 20 American staff people running around. And none of them bother to take a seat and help us out. And this is not the Japanese way. This seems to be the American way. So all the Japanese staff around me, they were like, they are really carefree, aren't they? Is this the American style? And I'm like, yeah, seems like it. But slowly, after like, it took so long, after a while, after an hour or so of waiting, they finally added a few more staffers. But then I was so confused and kind of felt like so stupid. At the last step, they were basically like giving everybody the... No, we didn't get a passport back. No. No, they were just telling us, sorry, you're actually not getting your visa today. We're not ready. Bruh! We all stood here for hours, and you guys gave us this specific day and time, which was already, I'm gonna tell you, was already cutting it close. So I was getting really nervous anyway. Like, we're going to America soon. Oh, shit. Now you're telling us you're not ready? What do you mean you're not ready? What is it? Yeah, it took a couple more days, and then we got our visas. But I was just impressed by the hugeness. It was so big. The place was so big. It was so serious. The atmosphere was very different from the Austrian embassy. What was the reason? Oh, they were just not ready. They were just not finished. So you really wonder, what did we go there for? Well, at least they got to check our documents a little bit, and I had to retake my like picture in the passport picture machine. Purikura! Not quite purikura. Oh yeah, I remember I was sitting in the purikura machine because I had to retake my picture, right? Not everybody had to do it though. Other pictures were fine apparently. I had to redo it, and it was like counting down 1, 2, 3, and at the time when the shutter went off, I heard a suisei senpai outside of the machine making some joke or noise or something that made me laugh. I'm like, hey senpai! No! Please stop! Messed up one picture. I think she did that on purpose. Anyway, I just wanted to like make the Americans among you feel cool for having a cool embassy. Are you proud? Do you feel cool? They didn't even have a back check at the Austrian embassy. Sounds inefficient. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess Austria is not so special. Not important enough to be threatened. Well, anyway, we're neutral, okay? We're neutral. We're chilling. We don't attack. We're neutral. We're cool. We don't need to, you know. I guess, like, I don't know. I'm making a point where that's why people don't need to see us as a threat. We're just little guys. Yeah, we're just little guys. No attack, just protect. Yeah, ourselves. Just ourselves. Don't ruin my point. I shall continue. Change the topic and continue so that you don't ruin my point. Thank you so much, Jace Rockberg. Mwah!